Alrighty, we're live. We are live. Welcome to Espresso in the morning. I've got an espresso. You're in Starbucks. We got Beer and Preo working for those who care. They're the ones who are making it happen. And today we're going to talk about the best countries. We started to go over it yesterday, but actually it's not the best countries. We're going to talk about the countries with the most working ladies. And also we're going to talk about the 10 easiest countries to get laid in. I just stumbled onto that one, and this list is a little bit old. I don't know if there's a newer one, but you know, whatever. Give you a good idea of some of the places that people are thinking of. How's everybody doing? Is there anybody out there? Say hello, don't be shy. We're live. Good. Good to know. Let's see here. Right now the bot is 33.01, excuse me. There's a difference to the dollar. Air quality is moderate, 96. Temperature 76. It is the temperature's nice, but you can tell that it's humid. Humidity right now is 90%. High at 91, low is 73. The feel like temperature is the same, 76 degrees. It's supposed to be sunny all day. Hey there, Tom, Miami. You know, I grew up in Miami Lakes. That's where I grew up. I was there from just before 5th grade until I left, which was after high school. Wind 3 miles an hour to the west, visibility 6 miles. And listen, as long as it stays above 30, as long as the Thai baht stays above 33, I can deal with it. If it starts going down to 32, that's not good, but hopefully it'll go back up to 34. That would be nice. The higher, the better. Before I keep going here, do me a favor, leave me a thumbs up if you like the channel, if you like the stream, you like what I'm doing here. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click the notification bell. Check the description down below. There are plenty of ways that you can help support the channel. Actually, I left something out here, but you know, you can always buy a t-shirt, buy one of my books. You can just watch. You can leave a thumbs up. You can do it however you want, but there's plenty of ways down there. You got all the usual ways. You got the PayPal, the CASHAPP, the Buy Me a Coffee, the Patreon, cryptocurrency even. Although, who knows what that's going to be worth in a little while. Might not be worth much. Let me see here. All right, internet's working well here. All right, so yeah, Miami Lakes was nice. It was fairly new when I first moved there, and I've said this before, but like Don Shula lived there. He lived on the way to my junior high school. There was no junior high school when I first started. And then they built a junior high school and I started going there. And his house was I don't know how far, because when you're younger, the distance is not quite the same as when you're older, where you go, oh, that's not very far at all. But when I was young, I used to ride my bicycle a lot in Miami Lakes, and I don't know. It's on the way. It was on the way to my junior high school from where I lived, and everybody in the town were big Dolphin fans. But anyway, I do kind of miss that place. There are little lakes all over the place. When I was a kid, we used to go. If you didn't have a lake on your house, then the person across the street did, and it was great for kids who would just go out. They'd have little rafts out there in the middle of the lake, and you'd go out there and play like Marco Polo and do all kinds of cool stuff. Go swimming. It was a nice place to grow up. Anyway, we're gonna talk today about a little taboo subject, and that is ladies of the evening, and where you can find the largest number of them, and also the largest number of them per capita, we're going to start out with the countries with the most prostitutes total. And I don't know if any of these will surprise you. I mean, when I look at them, I go, well, some of them do. I'm looking now, some of them do. Some of them surprise me. But let's start out here, number 20. This doesn't surprise me. Number 20 is France. And France, 20,000, approximately, of course, 20,000 sex workers. Number 19, this one surprises me. United Arab Emirates, and I don't know if anybody is over there. Anybody has spent a lot of time there, let me know. I'm assuming that many of them are Filipinos or Indians or something like that. I don't know, but I'm assuming they're not locals, but I could be wrong. 30,000 sex workers there. Tied for number 19 is South Africa. 30,000 sex workers. To be honest, I would think there would be a lot more than that. Number 17, and this doesn't really surprise me, Vietnam. Let's see here. Vietnam, 33,000. To be honest, when I was there, I went out one night. I didn't go to a club or anything like that. I just was like walking around, and I think I shot a video actually, but I was walking around and I heard all this music, and I kind of walked there and I saw all these girls all dressed up, and I thought, oh. And you could tell they were not like what you would call conservative Vietnamese girls. So I kind of presumed that maybe that little disco was a place where they frequented. But, who knows? The thing is with this is that, how can you really tell? Some chick goes into a club and she just decides, hey, I'm going to go with this guy, but I got to make some money. And I tell you, that's what happens here. When I first came here, one of the things that I didn't realize was that, the girls would be like, okay, let's go, and I go, where are we going? Back to your room. Oh, okay. And then it would be like, I'd be like, oh, wait a minute. Does she want money? And I'd be like, I don't want to pay any money. And some of them would go, oh, okay, no problem, no money. And then when you're done, oh, can I have some taxi money? And you're like, here's 100 baht, 200 baht. Oh, I need like 2,000 for the taxi. I didn't realize that. That happened to me at the Hard Rock Cafe once. So, it's not always easy to pinpoint the number. Kenya, 50,000 sex workers. That's number 16. Number 15 is the United Kingdom, 58,000. I have no idea about the scene there because every time I've been there, I've been with friends. I never had to worry about it. In fact, one of the times when I was there, I spent about a month there. It was one of my first trips abroad on my own. I think I was about 20, 21. And I met some, I forget what's the name of the little magazine, where the little newspaper where they open it up. And on the inside you have some topless girl. I don't remember what the name of the place is. I can't remember the name of that little, what the hell was that called? I don't remember what it was called, to be honest. But it was like a little daily publication. I think it was daily paper. And on the inside, it was like the page 2 girl or something like that. I can't remember what the hell what it was called. But I did meet some chick like that, and, she flat out said to me, "Oh, you're just here for," I was like, "Hey, I was trying to hit on her," and she's like, "You're here for what? For like a couple of weeks, and then you're gonna go back. I'm not looking for a little short-term thing." And it turned out that that was okay with her, but she had to say that. The Sun, is that what it was? Yeah, there was like some, chick, and she was one of those girls. She had, somebody had said, "Oh yeah, that girl right there, she was in the," and I was like, I never heard of it before, which is probably a good thing. And I was young then, I was like 20, 21, like I said. But, I didn't know anything about what was going on over there. I still really have no clue about it there. The Ukraine, number 14 with 67,000. And the Ukraine has some good-looking women. 67,000. Now this one, I thought it might be a little bit higher. Number 13, lucky number 13, Cambodia. 70,000 sex workers. Now, of course, they're just guesstimating. There's no way in hell they know the exact numbers, because some chick, hey, Gennaro, some chick could be working, and I know this for a fact. Some chick could be working as a little waitress. She's working as a bartender, and you think she's off limits. End of the night, you say a little something to her, and hey, you want to go here, you want to go there, and you go, and then one thing leads to another. Number 12, Taiwan. I don't know that surprises me, but I've only spent one night in Taiwan, and I was definitely not out looking around for some strange. Yeah, well, we're not talking about price in this, and so nobody has to pay that kind of money. Nobody forces a man to open his wallet. So if you're gonna let your dick do the thinking, then if you want to pay $2,000 or whatever it is, that's on you. And for some people, it's like, listen, she wants 2 G's. Okay, it's a drop in a bucket. If you're worth a couple, 50 million, a couple 100 million, what's $2,000? It's nothing. So it's all relative. And you gotta get what you can. So I don't blame the chick. Let's see here. So, but Cambodia, their scene is not as lively as Thailand's, but they do have a bit of a scene now, and it's grown over the years. Now, I haven't been there in about 4 years now, 5 years. This is the longest I haven't been to Cambodia in probably ever. I mean, since I started coming to Asia. Some of that's pandemic. Some of it is I just don't really. I've been there so many times. I'm like, if I'm going to go there, it's going to be for one specific reason. And I don't really have any reasons that I could go somewhere else and do the same things. You know, I want to go trekking, I want to go kayaking, I want to go see something, you know. So, anyway, like I said, number 12 is Taiwan, 100,000. Number 11, Turkey. And that might surprise people because it's a Muslim country. But, you know, it's a pretty lively scene there. Not exactly the girlfriend experience that you're going to be getting there. It's more like, you know, it's kind of like the Amsterdam thing. You pay, you finish up, and get out. Next. That's how it works there. So Turkey is number 11 with 118,000. Number 10, South Korea, 147,000 workers. I spent some time in South Korea. No, but I got a lot of friends who have been there and some who lived there for a fair amount of time. I've heard some great things about it. In fact, I was told yesterday that somebody I know, and this is a businesswoman, that Istanbul is her favorite country in the world, and this is a well-traveled person. So, you know, and I've heard some really good things about it. Not just, you know, about the sex scene or whatever. South Korea, you know, I didn't really see any of that when I went. Not to say that it's not right there in front of my face, but the times that I've gone, one time I went for a boxing convention in Jeju Island, and I didn't see anything. I was blind, you know, and I mean, I'm married, and it's like I'm not looking, but like it's like it wasn't anywhere right in front of my face. When I was in Japan and I was walking around, it was kind of like right there in your face. You know, you go to certain places in the Philippines, Thailand, Cambodia, it's right there in your face. You know it's there. And maybe I just didn't go to the right places. But anyway, South Korea is number 10. South Korea, the place where I forget what the number was, but they were pretty high up on the ugliest women, which kind of surprised me. On the list, I didn't make the list. Number 9, Bangladesh. Number 9, Bangladesh, 180,000 sex workers. Now, again, I didn't really see it out in the open where they're throwing themselves at you, but I don't think that that's their nature in that particular country, unless you're maybe in a spot in India where that's all it is. Chuck and I went there, and we were in one area that was known as being one of the poorest areas in all of Dhaka. And, you know, I'm sure there were some, like, of the ladies that were just, like, sitting there waving and stuff like that could have been and would have. But it wasn't like there was any one it's not like there's a red light. I didn't see any, like, red light or, you know, hey, this is a karaoke, come on in. You know, I didn't see any place like the stadium or, you know, Walking Street or Nana Plaza. I didn't see any of that kind of stuff. So, and I don't know that I would want to engage in anything there just because of the hygiene. And I mean, you know, when I went into the slum there, it's same within Cambodia and parts of Thailand. You go into some of the slums and it's like you really don't even want to be there, much less like whip out your schlong. I actually did see a place in Vietnam. I forgot about it, and it was a little Tokyo. And when you walk in through one area, basically you can walk down the street, and there's a couple of little side streets. and you can walk down to the end, and then you turn left, and there's just like a just a tiny, like a couple of bars, and then you turn to the right, and you go down a ways, and then if you turn right again, it takes you right back out to the street. So it's just like a little square. There's probably about 30 little bars and restaurants there, and there were definitely working girls there, because I think I could have sworn I had video and I put it up, but I don't remember. But I know I took some video because, or was I live? I don't know if I was live. But anyway, I did something in this place, and the girls were all like covering their faces up. They didn't want to be seen. So, I was like, whatever. Anyway, that was number 9, Bangladesh. Number 8, with 200,000 sex workers, is Thailand. Hey, good morning, Jim. Thailand. 200,000. I would have thought that there were more. But, you never know about it, and, oh, Jesus Christ. So, 200,000. Now think about, like, you're at Pizza Hut. Mook. Who's Mook? There's no Mook working today. That's a lot, but think about this. If you go to, certain restaurants, certain pubs, there are girls there that if you talk to them, now maybe you just get laid, but maybe it'll be like, okay, I'm going to go with you, but how much are you going to give me? And you would never think that they're on the games, and I don't think they're being counted. So I actually think if they are accurate with that 200,000, I'm going to say there's probably at least another 100,000 that are, like the silent ones, the part-timers. Well, like Terme, I'm sure that they count those kind of girls. But there are certain coffee shops. There used to be, I think it was the Asia Hotel. That used to be a big place. And it's really, it's been a long time since I've even been there, but it's been a long time since that place has had anything going on. So anyway, I'm going to say there's probably a lot more than that, than some of these numbers. But number 7, Brazil. Brazil, 250,000. Now, there are some very poor areas there, and I think the scene used to be, I don't know. What do I know? I don't know about Brazil. I know many years ago that it was right out there in the open. It was very easy to engage in it, and I don't know about now. Number 6. Now this one kind of surprises me. Germany. Germany has more working girls than Brazil and Thailand and Bangladesh. I kind of find that, well, it's surprising to me. So number 6 is Germany, 400,000. Number 5 is Mexico, 500,000. And Mexico, okay, Mexico, 500,000. I mean, that's 2.5 times more than in Thailand. I just don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Gennaro, you would like it. One of the baristas is running around here with no shoes on, only socks. Her little socks. So Dated a Brazilian woman. She said Rio is dangerous. Well, I mean, I know for a fact that there are parts of Brazil you don't want to go, and then there are parts of it that like you'll be fine. But anytime that there's poverty, there's going to be some prostitution, and there's going to be some danger. I mean, it's just as simple as that. It seems like a lot for Mexico compared to Brazil and compared to Thailand. I would think Mexico is more like Cambodia or something, but I guess I'm wrong. What do I know? Listen, I've been out of the game for a long time. I haven't been running around for many, many years, and I don't even really care about it anymore. But it's interesting to see. Now, the Philippines, 800,000. So the Philippines has 4 times the number of working girls that Thailand has. I don't know. Well, actually, Mexico is 2.5 times more. So more than double. But the Philippines, 800,000. That's 4 times more than Thailand. And but we're going to get to another list that might be a little more accurate or appropriate. So number 4, the Philippines. Now, we know there's a lot in the Philippines. Manila, Cebu, Boracay, Angeles, Cebu. They're all over the place. I mean, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that the difference is that great. I mean, if I'm gonna say okay if they say so. I'm not sure how they gathered their data. Where'd this data come from? Yeah, it doesn't say. Every year, over 3 million people travel on sex tourism trips, and this figure is on the rise. Listen, people wanna engage in their activities. Number 3, United States. 1 million. 1 million hookers. 5 times the number that is in Thailand. And one of the things that people forget about Thailand is that the vast majority of Thai women would never dream of engaging in some kind of a risque, willy-nilly relationship for money. Now, they might do it because they want to get laid, but a lot of them are like, what? And especially now, what they're finding out is they don't need to. Think about it. If you can make more money online than you can when some guy's here and you're actually doing it with him, you can make more money online just talking to some schmecklehead. Why would you do it? Why not just be with your boyfriend? Tell your boyfriend, hey, listen, honey, this is how, oh, God. Yeah, okay, sure you can. Dude, you're a fucking idiot, really. There are some Thais that they have so much more money than you do. Some of these movie stars. Go try to bang Bai Fern for 10,000 baht. She's gonna fucking laugh in your face. Really. You may be trying to stress a point, and I can understand that, but really, when it comes down to it, you're talking out your ass. Yeah, well, I mean, they're not considering the legalities, and who knows? The other thing is that a lot of the workers are transitory. They may work for 2 or 3 years, and so they get counted, but then they're gone. Then what happens? Does somebody replace them? Sometimes 2, 3, 4 people replace them. Sometimes nobody does. Here in Thailand now, like I said, I think there's going to be far less because they know there's other things they can do. Hey, guess what? You can't go to the bar because the bar is not open. Now you're going to have to figure out another way to do it. What are you going to do? Oh, well, I'll just go online. Or, oh, well, I'll just go work with my sister. She's got a dress shop and, you know, whatever it is. So, but 1 million people in the United States, I can't imagine how many, how are they counting all the crack whores? I just don't understand it. India is number 2, which makes sense. 3 million sex workers. And I don't know, you know, what goes on there, but from as I understand it, there's not a lot of places where they're like running to the foreigners. There's enough Indians there to keep those girls busy. More interesting status percentage of population. Well, I'm going to get into that if you guys will just hold off. Relax. All right, I'm getting there. Well, legal in Nye County, if I sit at a casino bar alone long enough, I will be approached. Yeah. Or start winning some money at some casino. That's what used to happen to me. I'd be sitting there and all of a sudden I'd start making some dough and somebody would come up, hi, you know. And I'd be like, leave me the fuck alone. That was me. Leave me the fuck alone. You're gonna fucking ruin my streak. I want to keep winning, honey. Get away from me. Oh, God. Let's see here. Now, number 2, India, 3 million. Number 1, I mean, come on. This is really no surprise to me. China. 5 million sex workers. This is a very small percentage. Yeah, well, that's just stupid. Woohoo! Yeah, I just won 20 grand. Watch how long that stays with you. All right, so we just went over the countries with the most working ladies in total. However, there is a more accurate list. It's only a list of 10. I like blackjack, I like craps, I like roulette. And of course, boxing. You bet on boxing. Boxing and tennis. Okay, so let's start out with the number of countries, the countries with the most working girls per capita. Here are the 10 countries with the most workers per 10,000 people. Number 10, Thailand. 45 sex workers per 10,000. Prostitution is illegal in Thailand. However, in practice, it is tolerated and partly regulated. I don't even know who's playing in the Super Bowl. That's why I don't give a fuck. Seriously. Number 9 with 49 workers per 10,000. Germany. Unlike, they also are high up on the list of ugliest women. Again, I didn't make the list, but that's the truth. They were high up. I think they were like number 2, something like that. The ugliest women on the planet. Unlike other European countries, prostitution, even street prostitution, is widespread, organized, and legal in most parts of Germany, as it should be. It's little wonder when you consider that organized prostitution in Germany dates back to the 1200s AD. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Mitch. Let's see here. Hottest hookers on the what? I imagine Germany keeps better stats than most. Well, yeah, because it's legal, so they probably do. My glasses. Getting old, man. Can't see without my glasses. Are these the right ones? No, these are not the right ones. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Hey, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and all that good stuff. If you leave it, I won't say it. If you guys leave enough thumbs up, then I'll be like, all right, I'm getting the thumbs up. I don't have to say anything to remind people. All right, where are we? Where were we? Number 8, Malaysia. 52 sex workers per 10,000. Prostitution is a huge business in Malaysia. However, the dark side is strong. The United States has put Malaysia on the blacklist of countries with the worst cases of human trafficking and human rights abuse, including underage prostitution. I can't say that I'm not aware of it. I've been to Malaysia a couple times, and one of the times one of the times I was in the elevator and I saw some old guy with some girl, and I knew that was what was going on. And in another one, they actually had a little button, and it said something like ladies, or what the hell did it say? Was it lady? I can't remember, but there was a little it was like, instead of the 11th floor, it was like the special floor. And I was like, what the hell's this? Number 7, Brazil, 53 per 100. The act of prostitution itself, exchanging sex for money, in Brazil is legal, but it's illegal to run a brothel house or to employ prostitutes in any other way. So I think what that means is basically you got to be on your own. If you're a freelancer, you're okay. If you're working in a house, then that house could be busted. Well, Tom's crazy world. It could be that you were actually very lucky, because if you weren't broke, you would have ended up broke. They would have taken all your money. You would have been like, oh well, I can't. You only live once. What is going on here? All right, so where are we here? Let's see. Well, it says 3 million people. Every year, over 3 million people travel on these trips. It doesn't have a date on this, though. But it does say the figure is on the rise. Now, right now, the figure is not on the rise because of the pandemic. All right, where was I? Brazil. Number 6, China. 60 per 10,000. It's illegal in China, but has been regulated to the status of a misdemeanor. Some researchers have conservatively estimated that there are as many as 10 million active working girls in China at any given time who contribute as much as 5% to the country's annual GDP, as most of the earned income, although not taxed, goes back into the economy through consumption. So Crazy. Working girls as in office workers. Come on, Andy. Read between the lines. You gotta be careful what I say on here, on this YouTube. All right, so that's number 6. Number 5. Wow. Nigeria. And get this, guys, because there's a lot of you divorcees out there. A sex tourism market for divorced older Western women is on the rise in the country. Here you go. Like this jazz? Nah, I did say something a while back about Nigeria, and it was something like, their rip-off schemes through the mail are like the number 3 earner for the country. It raised the most revenue in the country that way. But to go there for that, yeah, I don't know. I can't see it. Leave it to the locals. That's what I'll say. Right? Leave it to the locals. I've heard of this. Old European women taking trips to meet the young lads. Yes, exactly. Yeah, those clubs in Germany, I have heard about them, but I didn't know it was that prevalent. So, but 63 per 10,000. Now, the Philippines. All right, there you go, Gennaro. The Philippines. 85 per 10,000. What's going on here? 85 per 10,000. Philippines offers female company in the form of bar girls. Girls here often wear their bar girl ID tags in noticeable places and are supposed to be regularly tested for sexually transmitted diseases. So scary. I don't know why it's so scary. I mean, think about it. Not only do men need to get laid, but they need companionship. I mean, really. So it's not really a surprise, especially all the negative shit I hear about the women in America. Now, I don't buy all of it. Some of it is on the men. It's their responsibility to put themselves in a position where they're able to do what they want to do. If they want to have 2-3 girls on the line, then, I'm not saying every guy, but at least some guys, maybe I'm from a different generation. One of my buddies went there, and he was in and out in like 10 minutes, and I was like, no thank you. I was like, where's the fun in that? It's like, you could have saved your money. You could have went to a hash bar and used the money for that. And what I find kind of interesting about the Philippines is that, they're Catholics, and like divorce is really frowned upon, if not almost, I don't want to say banned, but it's frowned upon, highly frowned upon. And the girls supposedly value their virginity, but that doesn't stop them from taking it in the yin yang or giving BJs. And what this little article, this little passage doesn't say is that, like, you really want, you just go into a mall, walk around, and, you might not get some chick who's on the game, but there are some that are. And, or, they expect, and it's the same thing in Thailand and many other places. They may not say you're on a pay-as-you-go plan, but you might be on a monthly take-care-of-me plan. Number 3, Peru. 102 per 100. Now, I'm pretty sure Peru was right up there with some of the ugliest women. Let's see if I can find that here. But it was from yesterday. Yeah, ugliest women in the world. Oh, man, that's horrible. Let me see, history. Should be able to find it. What's today, Monday? So it would have been yesterday. Ugliest women in the world. Germany was number 1. Oh my God, that's funny. Germany was number 1. Let's see. Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia were number 15. Peru was number 14. So there you go. There's a lot of them though, and they're available for, a song and a dance. Number 2, it's a little bit surprising. South Korea, 110 workers per 10,000. What I find is so funny is that you would actually comment and say, it's scary to think there's so many desperate people getting involved in this nasty stuff. Where the fuck did you grow up? Under a rock? You have to be an American. You have to be an American or Canadian or something. Because I can tell you that, like, I know guys that come over here and that have been over here, and they weren't looking for anything. They weren't running around. And they found girls, and what they liked is they just paid them and they left. Here's one that I like. I've been married to my Western wife, blonde, 11 years. She's hot and earns more money than me. 68 kilograms. 68 kilograms. She's not a small woman then. And 5'7". Asia is for hookers and failures. Just my opinion. You know what? You want to be fucking banned for being a fucking dumb shit fucking troll. Seriously. Asia's for hook. Dude, have you ever seen some Asian girls that are like, they got their shit together? I know a chick in Singapore, she's got her fucking doctorate right now. She's fucking smoking hot. She's a multi-millionaire. I knew her when she was in college. I met her when she was in college. And there are many women like this. Now, you probably ain't, especially with your mentality, you probably aren't going to get her. But I mean, like, there are women like that out there. You need to have your shit together. And that's what people forget. You want some little fucking farm girl who's begging you for money? Well, then don't have your shit together. Or maybe she's one of the special ones who you just happened to find and, she just was in a bad spot and you helped her out. She turns out to be a fantastic woman. And they don't always have to be book smart. But for some guys who just go to the bars and pick their girls up from the bars and that's all they ever do, I mean, for some people that's their choice. For some people, maybe it's not. Not everybody's as good looking as you are, there Friday fry thief. Not everybody is Mr. Handsome Man like you. Fucking get off your fucking royal throne. Get some Hong Kong chick. Get a Singaporean chick. Get a fucking Thai girl who's got, you know, something. Get something. But stop talking out your ass, because you're just fucking trolling me, and I don't give a shit. Seriously, fucking idiot. Goodbye. And you know what's funny is that guy created his account like a couple of days ago, and I have a feeling he's the same dumb fuck who got pissed off when I put that people who weren't subscribed, because I was getting a couple of trolls, and I just said, so I made it to where subscribers only could comment, and I don't have a problem with that. But I think that's the same person, because it's right around that time, so he probably figured, I'm gonna subscribe so he can't ban me. Fuck off. And learn how to spell Friday, you fucking dumb shit. Take the time, if you're gonna make a fucking account, take the time to spell the word correctly, you fucking moron. Get out of here. You're gone. You're banished. Sometimes I prefer to be alone, but when I need a coffee, I go to the coffee shop. Well, listen, I'm married, as everybody knows, and there are times when, especially when my wife, as she says, it's because she cares about me, but you know, she will give me a hard time about something I'm doing, and you know, it comes from the right place, but sometimes I'm like, enough already. Well, like at that time, I just want to be like left alone. But for the most part, that doesn't happen. And if it does, she just shuts up, doesn't say anymore. And other than that, I mean, you know, like to each his own. That's what the beauty is. You don't have, nowadays, we're not living in the 15th century. A woman doesn't have to be married, and a man doesn't have to be married to have sex. If that's what you want. You want a companion, you want a friend, you can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of it. And if you want some girl who's on the game and she needs a little, whatever it is, hey, she's a hardcore one, she needs a little help, she needs, money for tuition or whatever the hell it is, that's up to you. You know? There's no problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. Yeah, as long as it's her choice, then great. Never paid and never will, didn't have to. It's not about having to. Really, Andy. It's not about having to, because I didn't have to. I had my streaks where I was like, flush with women when I was younger, and I had my streaks where I was like, man, what's the deal? And I had girlfriends back in the States. I was not one of these guys who never had a girlfriend or never got laid, or I've been with one girl. That wasn't me, And you may see, some guys may go, oh, he's full of shit. And, listen, I'm almost 60 now. Give me a fucking break. Think 30, 35 years ago. When I was younger, most guys who were young, that's when the girls are looking. When you're some 60 or 7-year-old girl, usually you're married, because unless you're paying for it, or unless you're getting some girl that's a bit older, you ain't gonna be getting no little 22-year-old who gives a shit about you for you. You're gonna be paying, and that's okay. Whatever's okay with you. I was married for 25 years. I actually miss being married, but I've been on my own for so long now, I think I'm unmarriable, if that's even a word. I get it, Mr. Mitch. I mean, like after a while you're alone and you're kind of like you don't want to tamper with your life. And for me, because I'm married, I've been married for a long time. I don't want to be without my wife. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think she wants to be without me. And we have a family. We're close, and I can't see that. And right now, our family is, going through changes. We're going to have the little birds leaving the nest in the next few years because they're getting older. So, and I'll tell you what, though, it does free up a few things. And I had to help my wife with something yesterday, and it had to do with her job. And it said, on the paper, are you willing to relocate, and where would you relocate, and these kind of things. And so we sat down and went over it. And we're like, okay, where would we be willing to go? And would the kids stay here? Would they go with us? And it just happened that was a question that was not asked the previous year. So, but, it wouldn't be like, well, hey, honey, I've got a job in the United States. I'm going to go there and work there for 2 years, and you're going to stay here. That shit ain't happening. Or vice versa. She could choose to say, okay, I already read that. Mr. Mitch, you never know. Charlie Sheen said he didn't pay them to have sex. He paid them to go. Well, you pay for no problems. That's what you pay for. That's why they go away. You don't have any problems. You don't have are you going to call me tomorrow? Are you going to call me tomorrow? Do you love me? Are we in a relationship? So, hey, listen, despite all that, Mr. Mitch, he's right. You pay him to go away. And, the thing is, though, and I would think, being in a position that he's in, where he's worth quite a bit of money, he's very well known, it was probably very difficult for him to get anybody that was considered a regular girl, like some chick working, who's operating a little tiny dress shop or something like that, and she's making, $60,000 a year or whatever it is. It's probably hard to hook up with somebody like that, because how are you going to trust them? It's like, are they out for my money? Are they out for me? Or what's the deal? I never watched that show, 2.5 Men, ever. Ever, ever, ever. I was a widower. After 17 years of marriage, I found a wonderful Thai lady, 24 years my junior. I have a daughter now, and I'm happily married. Well, that's great, Bill, really. And I do think that's great. And, I think, Thai women, if you find the right one, and it's just the same with a Western woman or any other woman, you find the right one. They're good women, man. I mean, Thai women can be great wives. Fantastic. I mean, my wife's a great mother. So, exactly about the paying to go away. Recently, I've had a question, you want me to stay? So you can go now, so technically I paid them to go away. Yeah. All right, so where was I here? We were on, number 3 was Peru, 102 per 10,000. Number 2 was South Korea, 110 per 10,000. And number 1, and this is not surprising in the least, number 1, Venezuela, 119 workers per 10,000. Yeah, that's true. Unless you really like a girl, their company is often less enjoyable than being alone. Well, you know what the standard is like it's when you want them, it's like, okay, well, let's go out to dinner, let's do this, let's do that. I mean, most guys will play the game at least a little bit, and then once you've had them, it's like, well, tomorrow I'm kind of busy. Nah, maybe later. I'll talk to you later. And so, if you really enjoy being around them, and I don't think there's anybody who I enjoy being around all the time, every day. And I think that's how most people are. And that's why you have separate lives. That's why you have separate lives, where you have your interest, she has her interest, whatever they may be, and you have interests that you take part in together. Listen, this morning, I said in the last few streams how this month especially, it's the 24th, all this month, we've been walking together in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. And so we've stopped taking the motorcycle back and forth to the park because it's not that far, but it's far enough where walking there and walking back, it's about 45 minutes to go there and to come back. So it adds 45 minutes of walking, right? We just said we're going to start walking. And instead of doing 3 laps, we're doing 2 laps. So today, I said to her, listen, yesterday I rested. I didn't go for a walk. Today I'm going to go. I'll do more. We walk for 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's about 11 kilometers. And I'm like, we're walking at 5 o'clock in the morning. If this shit doesn't bond us more, nothing's gonna. Because I don't do that with anybody. I mean, like I've run with some guys before in the morning, a long time ago. We go jogging in the morning or whatever, but for 30 minutes. We go for, and it's good for us to do that because it's before the day starts, and we have time to discuss things, time to talk. And so for us, it's enjoyable. I don't think she enjoys me all the time. But, we still get along, and that's what's important. I like being around her. She likes being around me. And, if we didn't, that's great stuff. Could you pull a lady in your own country? I find that kind of a insulting question. I mean, maybe it's not intentional, but really I think that's kind of insulting. It's like, I would say that, honestly, I can say without any reservation that I probably got laid more than 95% of the people in this stream back in the U.S. I haven't always been partially bald and chubby and all these other things. Okay? And, there was a time back 30 years ago when I was pulling, my fair share. Like I said, I'd go through droughts once in a while, just like a lot of people. Or I'd be like, man, what the hell was I thinking with that one? This chick, she seems so cool. Then after like one night out, I'm like, no, I can't do this. She's a nutcase, Love Singaporean women the most, educated and well-established. The only thing I would say about Singaporeans, I think there was a poll once, now I don't know how accurate it is, that Singaporeans have the least amount of sex in the world. And it's because they tend to think about work the most. And what I know from my time in Singapore, which, I was there for a month once, I was there for a couple of weeks several times, and I've been there for a couple of days several times. From what I know of the people who are married that I know there, the people who I met, they are always thinking about their job. And that was one of the reasons. In fact, I talked to my wife about it yesterday. We were like, could we live in Singapore or Malaysia? And both of us were like, Indonesia? Yeah, we could if it was like Bali. But other than that, we wouldn't want to live there. But, The thing I love about Thai women is they stay true to themselves regardless of circumstances. Yeah, that's very true, Roman. There have been times when, like, especially back when I was working in boxing, and I'd be like, listen, I got a little surprise for you, you know, and, I'd buy her something, or I'd give her a little stack of money or something, and she'd go, oh, thank you, that's nice. I'd be like, what the, like if you did that back in the States, somebody might be jumping, some girl might be, oh my God, thank you. Oh, they're getting all excited about it. She'd just be like, thank you. That's very nice. You don't have to do that, that kind of thing. Had a Thai girlfriend when I lived in California. Geez, 5 in the morning. I'm still sleeping at that. Yeah, well, most people are, and that's why I like to be there. Actually, I was out a couple of minutes before 5 this morning, waiting for my wife to get outside the door because, she's a little slower than me, because I want to be at the park at 5 o'clock because that's when it opens. I don't want to start walking from our house at 5. I want to be at the park at 5. And that way, the sun's not even coming up. I'm already done, And a 2 hour, a 2 hour, 2.5 hour walk, even in the morning, it was 90% humidity this morning. It probably was around 80 at that point. But still, very humid. I sweat my ass off, Has Bo ever watched the stream? Sometimes, yes. Not a whole lot. But, I tell her, she knows what, she knows what the streams are about. She thinks, like, everything I do is boring. She's like, you're an old man. All you concentrate on is boring shit for boring old men. Remember that. I'm like, that's why Thailand is changing. They don't want to be known as a red light district of the world. And lady boys, you can understand. Now that comment I agree with, Mark. They're trying to get away from that. You can't blame them. Back 70 years ago, 60 years ago or so, 50, 60 years ago, when things were kind of heating up in Thailand and the United States was, taking R&R in Thailand, and, guys were going nuts when they come in here. That was a different time than now. Thailand is modernized. And, I haven't said this much because one of the beauties of Thailand is that there is a mix between the ancient and the traditional and also the modern. But I suspect in the big cities, at least, that a lot of the traditional is slowly fading away. Slowly but surely, it's kind of fading away, That's not good, LOL. I'm not sure what's not good. I like Bali. Yes, I like Bali a lot. Bali is very cool. Let's see here. Yeah, number 1 was Venezuela. Okay, I went over that. The next list that I'm going to do, if I can find it, and we'll go over this kind of slowly. It is the 10 easiest countries to get laid in the world. I don't make the list up. This is on Insider Monkey, which I've never heard of this website, but, it talks about markets, insider trading, hedge funds, retirement, opinion, and there's a premium section. No, I mean, like, I knew a guy, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I knew this guy in Singapore. He was married to this lady, and, I could see, like, the attraction. She wasn't ugly. She was a bit of a bitch. But she wasn't the most attractive thing, but she wasn't ugly. But I could see where, like, listen, you have a glass of wine or two, things heat up, Okay, she might have been some fun, you know, a little bit of fun. And then, the guy used to be like, oh, yeah, I give it to her good. And what was so funny is me and my buddy ran into somebody who was her old boyfriend, and the guy was still banging her. And the husband didn't even know it. And I was like, wow, she's getting some at least. If you say West, I'm going to Thailand. If you say, what? You say West, I'm going to Thailand. The first thing that they say is watch your wallet and the ladyboys. You can understand Thai government is not wanting this. The first thing they say is watch your wallet and the ladyboys? That's horse shit. That is not the first thing people tell you about Thailand. Listen, if you don't want to have to watch your wallet, like, first of all, if you go into any market, you're probably going to have to watch your wallet just because it's if it's a big market, shit happens. And so that could happen anywhere. It wasn't that you're talking about the guy with the sickle. Yeah, well, that's why you don't start shit. You don't get mouthy. You don't get too mouthy, and you try not to get aggressive. And I don't know what the whole thing was, and it wasn't deserved. But it's a damn good reason. I was going to talk about that actually, but it's a damn good reason why you don't go out and pick fights with people. A lot of people, they think, oh, that's a Thai girl. Oh, are you sure it's not a lady boy? You hear that shit, and you hear, I've never heard, oh, you better watch your wallet. I've never heard that. But I would say to those idiots, first of all, learn what the fuck you're talking about. And second of all, I would say that if you get to know the real Thai people, the Thai people that comprise, I shouldn't say real, the Thai people that the majority of Thailand is comprised of, which is people like, they're working in Starbucks, they're working at Texas Chicken, they're working in offices, like my wife, they're homemakers, and you talk to most of those people, and they're nothing like the bar girls. Like the hardcore bar girls that these guys are talking about. They're really nothing like them. So that just shows the ignorance. But perception is very important. And the perception is that Thailand is a place where you can get anything you want. And it's not entirely untrue. You can get pretty much whatever you want. You can do things here. And some of that is the beauty of the country, but some of that is also the downfall of the perception of this country. I mean, if the first thing somebody thinks is, oh, you're married to a Thai, oh, you probably met her in a bar, she's a whore. That just shows you the lack of understanding that some people have. You noticed, yes, I shaved. Oh, by the way, booked return flight can change date if needed. Well, that's good. I genuinely can say 100 people I work vacation in Thailand, and they all say, watch out for the lady boys. And you tell them, you're a fucking idiot. That's what you tell them. I mean, there's no lady boys around me. Now, there are going to be some in the mall, I'm sure. There's one or two. Yeah, you know something, Steve? I haven't really lost that much weight, but I have kind of, my body is changing again. And what's funny is me and my wife were walking back from the park. And, this guy started saying something to my wife, and what does that say? Hey, psst. She doesn't know I'm talking to her. She's got something on her that says I'm beautiful. Well, I'm always pretty toned, Steve. Believe me. Just because I have a little bit of a gut, even my gut is hard. I mean, so it's just just about eating right and exercising. But this guy actually said to my wife today, I heard him saying something to her, and then I looked at her and I go, what did he say? Because I didn't hear what he said. I wasn't really listening. And she said that you look like you've lost some weight. I go, you look like you've lost some weight? And she goes, no, you. And I told him, well, you've been eating really healthy, and you haven't been eating as much shit food. Except for the cheesecake. So, hopefully it's true. I mean, I know myself what's happening, and she's changing. Her body's changing too. She's been doing this for a couple of months. She's been exercising pretty hardcore. She's like, I don't want to die young. That's what she said. But that is the view, 100%, Scott. People have never been. That's why our Thai government are changing the bar scene. Do I still lift weights? No, I don't. And the reason is because I can't handle lifting weight right now. My shoulder is fucked. It's gotten worse. Longhorns and I went to the gym. I don't know how long ago it was, a couple of years, and I think it was 2 trips of his ago, and we went to the gym, and I was like lifting weight over like a military press, and my shoulder just was like giving out, and I was like, man, this sucks. And now my shoulder is worse. My hands, I just do free weights, man. I do like reverse push-ups, which kind of hurt. A lot of push-ups. When I go to the park, I do at least 25, and then at home I'll do like 25 when I get back, and then later at night. So now I'm doing a fair amount, and I do stuff like squats and lunges and burpees and shit like that. So, but anyway, you got to do something. And listen, I'd be happy just to walk, because I can't walk like I used to. And she's capable. She's a lot more capable of walking than I am, which is surprising to me, because I've gone downhill in the last couple of years. Ever since my gallbladder surgery, and then when I went for that long walk that my wife got pissed at me about, that kind of put a little bit of a toll on me. I mean, took a toll on me, and it's harder for me now. A lot of things are harder now. Going up and down the stairs in my apartment is harder, Anyway. Use bands. Bands are great. Resistance training. I could use bands, but you know what? I like the stuff like, push-ups and wide push-ups, triangle push-ups. I like all that kind of stuff. Calf raises. You don't have to use weight or even resistance. I'm all right. I don't need any more muscle, believe me. That's the thing you guys don't realize is, it's not like I take my shirt off all the time or whatever. I don't think anybody who's 60, unless they look like Steve Reeves or something back in the day, I don't think they should be taking their shirt off. Yes, it does limit what I can eat, although sometimes I don't worry about it, but lately, in the last month, I have been. Pull-ups, can't do them because of my hand. I can barely open a bottle of water now with this hand. I have to open it with my right hand. So, this is, I can open it if it's not too hard or whatever, I can do it. But if it's something really like like a bottle or something, like with peanut butter or whatever it is, sometimes I can't open it. We have a pull-up bar in our house. And actually, Nicholas and Alex are fighting over it, and I'm like, just get another one. It was like 200 baht, and the thing works great. Nicholas, you know, he does like 20 pull-ups a day, or like every couple of days. He'll do it like 4 or 5 times a week. Anyway, let's get to this list here that I got. The 10 easiest countries for men to get laid in the world. It may surprise you that it's easier to get laid in some countries than others. No, it doesn't surprise me at all. So we investigated the 10 easiest countries to get laid in the world. Although men and women share similar sex drives, this list focuses on straight men. Thank you. How much effort does a man have to make, and how likely is to get a positive reaction? Some countries condemn any sex outside of marriage, but in others you can make it work with a wink and a smile, and ideally a great foreign accent. Well, fortunately, I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to go hunting for it, which I feel good about. And I'm happy about that. It's a door frame pull-up, and it works very well. It was surprising to me. I mean, I can hang from it without any, I don't have to worry about it falling, you know, or it can hold me. But I didn't think it was the best thing to get, but they got it, and all right, so there are always exceptions, but in some countries, the women are overall less conservative. That's what we want, right? And more liberated when it comes to sex. We already talked about sexual activity. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. They just keep coming up with these lists. In the 10 most sexually active countries in the world. Let's see something here. Okay, let's see here. Wow, 10 most sexually active countries in the world, and the United States is not in there, and neither is Australia. But I'm not going to get into that list today. I'll save that for tomorrow. Why not? Anyway, number 13 on the easiest countries to get laid, Russia. 13 points. Mother Russia is known for cold weather and alluring women. But there's a bit of a coin flip about what's under all those winter layers. Buyers beware. Well, all I can say is that when I was in Russia, I saw a hell of a lot of good-looking women there. I mean, a hell of a lot of them. Living there, you know. And they're not as conservative as say, Thailand. All right, number 9. This doesn't really surprise me either. Poland. Poland is a sophisticated country with many English speakers, but they retain the accessible sexuality of their Eastern European neighbors. Number 18. Number 8. The Philippines. I'm not even going to say it. Yes, I believe in this. In the Philippines, women flock to men who dress well, speak English fluently, and have some flesh on their bones. Don't be embarrassed to buy that second Toblerone at the airport. It's a write-off. Okay, well, number 7, the Ukraine. 16 points. You may be noticing a pattern towards Eastern Europe on this list. That's no accident. But is Ukraine worth the political turmoil? Only you can decide how desperate your situation is. See, that's what I hate to see. They got to talk about the desperation. I don't know. I mean, I would never say I was desperate. Now, there was a few times where I was like, man, there's nothing but a bunch of old ladies here, and then the women who are young, they're not even that hot, and they think that their shit don't stink, and that they deserve some fucking Brad Pitt to come whisk them away and, you know, change their lives. And that is a problem in the United States, as I have heard and as I understand and as I know. There are quite a few women there that may be self-entitled. All right, number 6, Japan. Japan has a reputation for prudishness, but Western women can use their fluent English and height, over 5'6", please, to succeed with Japanese women. All right, I don't know, because I never tried in Japan. I never even thought about it. Number 5, Estonia. I've heard good things about Estonia. Combining the classic blonde bombshell looks of Norway or Sweden with the looser social norms of Eastern Europe, Estonian women offer the best of both worlds for gentlemen who prefer blondes. They got some good-looking women in Estonia. Number 4, Brazil. Brazil is known the world over for its beautiful women and also their crazy-ass women. They're beautiful assets and the least modest form of personal waxing. But women in Brazil are also cultured, energetic, and fun. And did I mention nutso? Some of them are absolutely nuts. Number 3, Thailand. Thailand is a hot, rising tourist destination full of friendly Thai women and a ton of beautiful young expats. Come with an open mind, as they say. Now, I don't know about the beautiful expats. I can tell you, if you're a 20-something guy or a 30-something guy, and you are, especially if you're tall, you're not, you know, you look decent, you're put together decent. When you go out with a girl, you know, you dress decently. You smile a little bit. You can have a lot of fun here, and you ain't gonna have to pay if you're smart. Now, if you're an idiot and you just go around with anybody who wants you to, and then they start asking for, you know, taxi money, or, you know, you give me this, you give me that, then, you know, you find yourself with a lighter wallet. So number 3 was Thailand. Number 2, and my buddy actually went to Latvia, and he brought a girl over to the United States just to visit, and he was gonna hook up with her, and then he was with some girl that he had been with for a long time, on and off, and he got back together with her, blew off the Latvian chick, and that was a big mistake of his. Well, I mean, you know, who knows if it was really a mistake, but I think he probably feels like, looking back, he should have went with the Latvian girl, because she was a hottie. Latvia, like neighbors Russia and Estonia, has beautiful women who are open with their femininity and sexuality. People who've traveled to Latvia have only the nicest things to say about it. It's probably because their visit had a really happy ending. Oh, God, that's so funny. Like I have said before, it's, if you're having enough sex, plenty of sex, you know, you're not like longing for it in some, I don't care if it's friends with benefits, if it's a girlfriend, wife, whatever if you're getting enough to keep you satisfied, it's hard to be angry and, you know, be combative with the person that you live with. You know what I mean? Like, who wants to do that? I'd rather just, you know, hey, let's work things out. Yes, American women, entitled, hardworking, upper middle income wage, not good enough. Got to have the $500,000 house. Not all American women, but more and more. Yeah, not all American women. I mean, you know, let's not stereotype too much. Number one, is it Colombia or a $1 million house? Listen, everybody wants to be affluent. Personally, I'll be honest, I've never, it's nice to have money. I know what it's like to have money, and I know what it's like not to have money. And it is nice to have money, but do I need the fuck you money? Not me, not really. I'd rather just fuck off and go somewhere, where there's not that many people, and that's my way of saying fuck off, That's my fuck you money. As long as you have enough to be comfortable. And remember, in some ways, like the other jackass that was in this stream earlier, who was saying, this place is just for losers and for, what was the other one? Oh, for hookers. Listen, the guys who are losers that come here, they're the ones who, they piss away all their money and they bitch and moan about how bad they had it and what bad women the Thai girls are. The guys who come here and they got half a brain on their head, they have a great time here. They end up loving this place. And if they come back, they're smart enough to know that, listen, women here especially, they like it when you're generous, but they also don't like to see you being stupid. They don't want to see do you think they really want their man being stupid with money? Because no, you know what? If you're stupid with money on your own and you're just throwing money away in front of them, well, then you'll probably be stupid with money if you guys are together. That's, I think, how they think. Money's good, but you must always appreciate people. Yeah, I think that's true. Hypergamy. Women will generally try to find a man with higher socioeconomic status than herself. Okay. Ah, fuck. They want to do the George Jefferson. Moving on up. All right, so number one. I haven't even said that yet, now have I? Number one, yes, you guessed correctly, Colombia. I went to Colombia. And I'll tell you what, I was only there, I don't know, it might have been 12 days that I was there. And I did see some very attractive women there. But, I didn't try, and I was there to work, not to run around and, go hoeing. So, I can see it. I can see it as a place to go and live. I know a guy, now he was a Latino guy. He's a Cuban guy. And he trained fighters. And he had fucking guy had girls in every Latin country that you can imagine. But he had a little place in Colombia in some smaller town, and he had some little village girl, and she loved him, man, and she was really, really cute. And he made sure she was taken care of, and that was the thing, that was how he was able to, hey honey, I gotta go here, I gotta make money, I'm leaving. And then when he had a couple of months, he would stay with her. Time to go back out again, I got things to do, see you later. Philippines, Thai, and Brazil already listed. Yeah, it is process of elimination. I was talking to a guy once in Pattaya. He's been going there for 15 years in a row. Guess why? Listen, there's nothing wrong with Pattaya. It's just, for me, because I live here, like I said yesterday, it's like going to 7-Eleven, man. It's like you get the cookie cutter girl. How many of them, are similar? Similar body type, similar hair, similar sense of humor, similar personalities. They're not all the same. I'm not saying that, but they are in that narrow spectrum. So if you get one that's quite a bit different, that's great. But then you got to hear the, hey, what's your name? Where you come from? Ugh. No, thank you. Anyway, guys, I think we'll go over that other list tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. I gotta find some of these lists. There's some good ones in here. I gotta look around. Well, character is important, definitely, because you know, who wants a shitbag chick? Who wants some chick who, you know, you put your wallet down and you know, you got 5,000 baht in it, and you come back and there's nothing left. Yeah. Colombian gals that have money are very particular, as they should be. Well, you know, there are some women who are like, just they want to love somebody and have somebody who loves them so much. And there are some women who are like, hey, you know, I can get people to love me. I don't need that love. What I need is money. I need a guy who's got big money. And you know, you can't blame them. The temple in Soy 6. Anyway, where were we here? I already talked about that, the marijuana. I'm tired of talking about it. There's nothing really new happening here in Thailand. There's no big changes. You know, today is the day that the places. The food venues can stay open until 11 o'clock in certain provinces. I don't know. I talked to him yesterday, but I don't know where he's at. You know, I understand people. You know, he's got shit to do, or whatever. You know. But yeah, today is the day where in certain provinces, and Bangkok is one of them. Certain venues are allowed to sell alcohol until 11 o'clock. I mean, what's next? You're only allowed to drink for 3 hours a day? That's one thing I don't like about Thailand. I don't like their I'm your daddy mentality. Now, I just saw this right here, and I had not seen this before. Government to make more COVID insurance options available to foreign tourists. 800 a person to cover the hospital. Well, that's good. That's good. I need to really read that and see exactly what it means and do a little research on it. But it would be good, you know. We are here and he should be. Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm good, but I'm not that good. I can't keep every single person coming back. I got people that have been, you know, they're 9 years. They've been following my website or stream or videos or whatever it is, and you know, I'm grateful for that. But I also know that there's a lot of them. You know, a lot of the time it has nothing to do with me. They're just like you watch a show and you go, hey, I'm sick of this show. Here you go, Gennaro. I'm sick of this show. I don't want to watch it. You know, it's the same thing. You know, what does that say? I am bad. Hey, beer. Fucking ignoring me. She doesn't want me to see that shirt. It says I am bad and I am beautiful. I'm pretty sure that's what it said. How's Chucky doing? Chucky is fine. He sent me some little message this morning. I haven't looked at it. You can't go out, honey. You can't go out, honey. Am I allowed to say honey? That was an accident. Yeah, Chucky's doing fine. Actually, I sent him something today. I sent him a little message too, but I asked him to come to a little cafe on Wednesday, and he said it's too early. It's too early for him. So, you know, whatever. I don't know what I'll be doing on Wednesday anyway. I never know. Europeans are going crazy protesting over COVID now. Well, I mean, I think the gig is up, man. It's like, listen, how many people are dying from it? Not with it, but from it. I think they need, it's like, what are you going to do? Tell me I have to stay at home and I'm going to have to starve? Or are you going to, let me go back to work at, whatever tour agency I work for, or a hotel, what have you? I've said this for a while now. It's like, I understand the need for safety. And, you don't want, no leader wants to go, wow, I made the wrong call and thousands died because of my call. They don't want, of course they don't want that. But I think in this instance, I think that is probably not going to happen. And if they would stop putting in people who are asymptomatic, they wouldn't make people go into the hospital with that. They wouldn't have any problems with their hospital. What do you need to go in if you're asymptomatic? Why do you need to go into the hospital? And I think they're doing that less now. But that's my point, It's like, what's the deal? Enough already. You got hotels. I've said this, too many times already. You got hotels closing. You got all kinds of businesses in the tourist industry shutting down. And you know what? They're not going to reopen. Some will, many will not. What are they going to do when things open up again and they go, sorry, we're going to have to raise the price now. And then people are going to go, that's bullshit. I'm not coming for that. It used to be half the price. Well, yeah, but we don't have, because of the COVID now, we don't have as many offices. We don't have as many people to help you. So drop all testing and magic juice requirements. I want to visit Thailand. I can only hope. That's not going to happen. Why would anyone test? I do not want to know unless I'm really bad. Exactly. I have never tested, and I don't want to test. And if they tell me I need to test, it depends on the situation, but chances are if somebody wants to test me, I'm going to be like, no, I don't want to test. If they had asked me to test before I went in the hospital for my booster shot, I would have been like, nope, don't need it. See you later. I'm going somewhere else. Yeah, that's a problem. Now, Nicholas has to go to school next week. And he's going to have to be tested. And Alex, I don't believe he's going back for a little while, but my guess is he'll be tested. It's like, why don't you here in Thailand, why don't you test everybody for hepatitis? They're so scared. It's like, what are you scared of? You don't have it. And if you do, if you're sitting there in Walgreens and you don't feel like shit, why are you sitting there? So you're not going to leave Thailand until there is no test required to enter. Probably not. Listen, I'm not, I know there are some people who like to see me travel, or they like to see me get out of the country once in a while or whatever. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy it anymore, but I don't enjoy it as much anymore. And I'm just the kind of guy, I don't want to be fucked with. I don't want anybody fucking with me. And that's why Thailand was such a great place before. And nobody messes with me now. I don't get messed with here. Nobody messes with me. They would mess with me if they had a good reason, but they don't have any reason, so they leave me alone. And that's the thing. Leave me the fuck alone. That's what they need to do. Just leave me alone. Now, if I have to come into the country, first of all, if I'm coming from the United States, I'm gonna have to deal with that bullshit in the United States. Now maybe I'll be lucky and I won't have to deal with anything. But if I'm there for 3 weeks, I'm probably going to have to do a few things, and especially if I go with my whole family, that's going to be a headache. Or at least it could be a major headache. And then to come back would be a pain in the ass. And, you know, I was thinking about it. You know, sometimes I talked about it where sometimes I just get on the back of a motorcycle. I've forgotten, you know, to put my mask on. And then I'm like halfway there and I go, oh, I don't have my mask on. I'm like, fuck it, you know. I'm not going to put it on. And, you know, like today I was getting onto the motorcycle. And I got the mask in my hand and I thought, I really don't want to put this fucking mask on. And I thought, you know what? You know what I really don't want in this village and in this city and in this country is to be known as one of the guys who refused to put on his mask. So if I forget my mask or I'm out exercising, I'm not going to put the mask on. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, that's what's so funny. You know, it's like, oh, let me just sweat all over the place, and I got my 3 masks on and my rubber gloves and my shield, and then you know I'm wiping sweaty ass dumbbells using my friend's towel. I'm like, oh, but I'm safe. No, you're not safe. But you know, the thing is, for me, is it's really not even that I don't want to wear a mask. I don't give a shit about it. Listen, when I go on the way, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't put a mask on. There's nobody there. Me and my wife. I don't put a fucking mask on. You don't have to wear a mask when you're in the park. You can't go out. I just never learn. And then when we're on the way back, I usually don't put it on until we hit the market, because again, it's not that I think, oh, I need to put the mask on. It's not that I want to be one of the sheep. It's not. I just don't want to give anybody any reason to fuck with me. Fuck off. I got my mask on. Get the fuck away from me. Don't start talking to me about the COVID, my mask, and if you've been tested, and it's none of your business, you know. So if I got my mask on, I have nothing to worry about. That's the only reason I'm wearing it now. No, there are far more people wearing a mask outside, and virtually none that are wearing a mask. In fact, I'm going to go outside in a second here, and I'll show you. Like 99% of people, I don't know, well, maybe not 99%, 95% of the people that are outside are wearing masks. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go step outside right now. And then you get it, and nothing happens. You don't die. Now, right now I don't see one person without a mask on. Not a one. Except for me. And that is because I'm eating or drinking. that's okay. But you can see, really, nobody, go over here. There's all those people on the stairwell over there. This guy's got 2 masks on in the green shirt. So the only person that hasn't worn a mask here has been me, and it's because I'm sitting at a table having a drink. SkyTrain, blue skies. Yeah, I haven't seen one person without a mask on. Not a one. 3 more people, all wearing masks. 4. Beautiful day out here. Yeah, I mean, you know, the chance of getting seriously ill, at least from the Omicron, is virtually nil. And the chance from getting ill from any of the other ones, unless you've got pre-existing conditions, is you know, relatively low now, especially if you're vaccinated. So there you go. You can see it for yourself. I have still not seen one person, not a one. Every single person out here is wearing their mask. So say what you will, but they're abiding by the mandate. I'm gonna go back inside. More and more people coming. All of them, they got their mask on. Another one, she's got her mask on. Even sitting at the table, they got their mask on. Now look at this. Who winked at me? Nobody's winking at me. Andy, you know that you can get like 100 masks over here for like, what is it? It's 100 baht. You get like 125 for 100 baht of these. Depends on where you go, but you get anywhere from 75 to 125 of these. 100 baht. No, it's 100. That's what it is. It's between 60 and 100. That's what it is for 100 baht, which is about $3. So for $3, that's not bad. Yeah, I hope nobody ever asks me to wear a mask again. I really don't. Yeah, you can get them all the time there, Andy. I mean, very easily. Anyway, listen, guys. Remember to leave a thumbs up for me, please. And if you want to get a shirt, go for it. It helps out. It helps me travel. It helps me keep this stream up. I haven't had a super chat today either. Super chats, PayPals, Cash Apps, books, all that stuff. It just helps me stay motivated to keep the channel going, and it allows me to travel and do things. But the thumbs up is important. It doesn't cost you anything. Same with the Amazon. If you want to buy something from Amazon, go down there in a link, click on the link. You know, it doesn't cost you. Whatever you're buying from Amazon, I get a few cents as an affiliate, and you know, all that adds up. So, Steve, you are too generous, far too generous. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Any of you lurkers out there, if you want to get a membership with this channel, all you have to do is hit the join button, $1.99. I was thinking about something. Thank you, Steve. Choke D to you. I was thinking about something. The second tier of this channel is $3.99. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's $3.99. Let's say $4. I get $2.80 out of that. If I had 500 people out of the almost 15,000, 14,500. If I had 500 people, that's $1,400 from Super Chat. That, you know, that would help me immensely. I got about 26 or 27 members. $4 a month? I don't know. I think just I got over 1,000 videos on my channel. Travel videos, bullshit videos, you know, bullshitting videos, all kinds. So if it's not worth it, okay, fine, I understand. But for $4, man, that's not even a cup of coffee in some places. So toss that $10 into tequila shot tip jar. Well, you know, the thing is, I don't get the $10 until next month, so it'll be going into the pot for next month. That's the thing. Everything from this month goes to next month. That's how YouTube works. And that's fine. I've already, long ago, I understood that. And on the whole, YouTube's a pretty good thing. They're pretty reasonable now. And they're pretty reasonable about the music. They're getting more reasonable about the music because the background music, they're not like flagging you and saying, well, you're going to get a copyright strike. They don't do that really anymore. And that's really good because that's a big deal. So, but I do appreciate the views and the thumbs up and, you know, everything else, the t-shirts that I've been selling. I appreciate that. I've been meaning to get some more t-shirts designed and all that, but you know, one thing at a time. I can only do so much in a day, and eventually everything will happen. So I'm not sure what tomorrow's list will be, but we do have the what was the one? Not the 10 easiest to get laid. Oh, the 10 most sexually active countries in the world. That could be interesting, although, here we go. The 7 most important medical advances of the past decade. Man, this is great. This site is a gold mine for lists. And I'm not a big list person. Because what I find is I get a list and then I have another list and another list and another list and another list. And I'm like, what's the point? Got too many lists. Anyway, let's see what else. Is there anything right now? Hong Kong warns against intervening in the cull of COVID-19 hamsters. You got to be fucking kidding me. Hamsters got, they're going to kill 2,000 hamsters caught up in a COVID-19 outbreak in Hong Kong. So I wonder what they're going to do to the rat I saw this morning near the market. Are they going to go hunt that down here in Thailand? 11 hamsters tested positive for COVID-19 in an outbreak that also spread to a worker at a pet shop, prompting authorities to spring to action Tuesday to curb the spread of the cluster by rounding up about 2,000 hamsters from several dozen pet shops in order to kill them. But thousands of people are pushing back, offering to adopt the hamsters or otherwise step in to prevent the mass euthanasia. Are they going to quarantine these hamsters? People are lashing out at the pandemic advisors who ordered the slaughter and at the government in general. Nobody likes the Hong Kong government now. Everybody hates the Hong Kong government. Odyssey is shit. It doesn't do anything. You know? It's definitely not a moneymaker. Hamster. You know? Oh, she's going to try to get out again. Look at this. Let's see if she goes. She's going to go over to the other door. She already tried to get out next to me. Now she's going to try to open the door here. Everybody wants to get out. No, I guess not. She knows she can't get out. I think it's funny that every single day people try to get out and they still won't put a sign up. Hamsters. What is this? Hamsters. The who's stepping in to stop the human massacre. I said, I don't like it any more than any of you guys. All right? I'm serious. I don't like it any more than any of you guys. I don't like what's going on. I hate it. And you know what it is? It's that invisible force shield. It's the invisible force shield that they've put around us. It's not even that, things are not all that, well, compared to how they were before where, don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary and you're going for food or you're an essential worker. Well, of course I'm essential. I'm essential to my family. I'm essential to, they're an essential worker. They got to go to work so they can earn for their family. That's what's essential. I love that. Hamster lives matter. I ought to make a shirt up that has a little hamster. But I should put it in Chinese or Cantonese. Okay, so she knows. She's hip to it. I should put it in Cantonese, and I'll get the Hong Kongers to buy it. Hamster lives matter. I'm surprised because the Farang Lives Matter shirt has sold pretty well, actually. The Bar Girl Lives Matter, originally that sold fantastic. It was great. And Hamster Lives Matter. I told you about my buddy who was like, you can't say Farang Lives Matter, that's racist. I'm like, what? It's true, though. I want people to know in Thailand, hey, Farang Lives Matter. I don't think it's racist at all. If anything, it's standing up for ourselves. I had a little chat with Preo today in the morning. The one girl that's sitting to my right, she was here and she wasn't doing anything. So I'm talking to Preo and I said, she said something like, oh, did you get up early and walk today or something? I said, yeah, again I did. I said, what about you? And she's been telling me how she goes to bed so late. She goes to bed 1, 2, 3 o'clock. And she woke up at 6. And I'm like, wow, you go to bed at 2 o'clock, you wake up at 6. I'm like, what are you working? Well, I help somebody with with their business, da-da-da-da. And I told her, I said, better be careful about that because you're going to start looking old real quick. And that's the truth. She looks really young right now. But you know, some chick gets by on 3-4 hours a night of sleep. Eventually, it catches up. It would be a big mistake for me to wear the Farang Lives Matter around here. It is reserved for Thailand. Yeah, I think so. I mean, you know, listen, you can't say anything nowadays. It's like, you know, first of all, I'm white, so we know I'm racist automatically. I mean, isn't that how it works? I'm privileged. You know, I mean, I just hate all that talk. It's just like, listen, let's take it on a case-by-case basis, you know, and when need be, let's take it on a group basis. But other than that, don't expect me as a head coach of some National Football League team to say it's okay to take you can take a knee. Stand your ass up or get off the fucking field. Don't play for my team. Every single person coming in, mask, mask, mask. Some people are still sitting here and they got masks on. Safety, safety. You would get your tires slashed. And then you know what? If you had a video camera that filmed somebody doing it and they happened to be of the wrong persuasion, you would be blamed for filming them. That's how it would work. Now, see, I never meant that as anything really derogatory at all. I mean, it's true. It's true. Our lives here in Thailand, we matter too. And you know, to me, it was kind of like, God, I didn't think it's that sensitive. People are that sensitive, but people are. Some people are. All the cricket here, they still take the knee. Yeah, I really don't understand it, you know. But I don't have to understand everything. Why ask why? Like I said, and you know, now one last thing I was going to talk about. Well, I still have a moment, and that is, you know, when you're thinking of leaving or staying, or if you're going to move to Thailand, you're going to move to wherever it is, Portugal, Ecuador, Costa Rica, Ukraine, Albania, wherever it might be, you know, I think you have to keep in mind, it's kind of like keep your eye on the prize. What's the end goal? What is your goal of going there? For me, it's always been, you know, at some point I want to be, well, now I want to be, you know, I'm looking forward to the day where I'm a grandfather and, you know, my kids got kids and I see them where they are in their lives and what they've done with themselves. But I want to be there, you know, where I can put my feet up, and if I want, I can have a little shot of tequila, I can have a glass of wine, have a nice meal, you know, wake up in the morning, go for a walk on the beach, have a nice bowl of fruit and yogurt or whatever. All right, Steve, you take care, huh? But hamster lives matter. Yeah, that's definitely the comment of the day for sure, if not the week. I like that, hamster lives matter. I can see a shirt coming out of that. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that's one reason. The people that I know who have come over here and they didn't make it, they didn't find it to be up to their expectations. I think maybe their expectations were too high, and also I think they didn't really know why they were coming here. They weren't sure, well, what am I going to get out of it? Because the bottom line is, we're not the same. I hate to say this, but we are not the same as them. You will be looked at sometimes. You might even be an anomaly to some people who are like, what the hell is he talking to the phone for? So I think it's important I think it's important that, you know why you're coming over here. Is it to retire on the farm with your old lady? It's my buddy was the guy in Ecuador was telling me, oh, you should come over here and sell real estate and do this. And I'm like, oh my God. Fucking sell real estate? By the time I get over there, I'll be 65 years old. I don't want to fucking sell real estate. It's the last fucking thing I want to do. You know what I mean? So I think it's important you have like your mission statement. You know what the end goal is. I think that's important for people, and I think some people forget that, Well, there is one hell of a lag on my end over here. Yeah, I mean, you can put it however you want. Purpose, goal, reason, reason for living, whatever it might be. Well, sometimes I have a pissy attitude here, but, it doesn't last very long. That's the thing. In the United States, I might have had a pissy attitude 50% of the time. Here I got one 5% of the time. Nothing is perfect, and that's why I always am hesitant to say, this place is paradise, that place is paradise, or this is a utopia, or whatever, because at the end of the day, it's like life is about putting one foot in front of the other and just doing what you have to do, doing what you want to do, and, how you feel doesn't have a whole hell of a lot of bearing. You want to feel good, and you want, the good feelings to be more than the bad feelings. And I think that's one thing about Thailand is that, say what you will, the people here are really, really accommodating. They're tolerant. They're most of the time they're great, very friendly. So, if you are going to be around people like I am sometimes, you might as well be around people who, you find to be nice, you find to be friendly, make you laugh once in a while. And I'm not saying that can't be had back home in the United States. For some people, they've got, I've had people, they're 20 years old, and they're like, I got to get out of here. And I'm like, fuck, you haven't even lived. You haven't even lived a life yet. You're 20 years old. Most people have not even started to live at 20. Why are you going to leave your home country? And if you got some reason to do it, then I understand. Yeah, and I can tell you that if you do speak the language, I think that lends a little bit of credibility to you immediately. And then like for somebody like me who they go, how long you been here? 27 years? Oh, inevitably they say, oh, you're a Thai people already. And sometimes I want to go, no, I'm not. I wish I was treated like I was, by the government, but that's not how it is. But it's still, it ain't bad. And I try to think of places that I go, wow, I really prefer being there. There are, listen, there's probably 20 other places that I would live where I would leave Thailand to go live there. I'd go live in the Czech Republic, as long as I could have my family with me. I'd go live in the Czech Republic. I'd go live in a place like Slovenia. I'd go live in Portugal. I don't know that I would run from here to there. There are plenty. I'd go live in Switzerland. I would. I'd do it in a minute. Under the right circumstances. So it's difficult, as good as a place as this might be, you always are thinking, hey, the grass might be greener, or it's going to be as green, it's going to be as good. And, some people may not agree with me, but that's their prerogative. So anyway, I think we're about done here. I think the stream has run its course. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. Let's see here if this is going to work. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Thank you for Andy, 9 days. Wow. Yeah, you know, it's good to assimilate. You see these miserable Westerners in the same Farang bar every night with the other miserable Westerners complaining about how miserable Thailand is. It is in Thailand. Now, you know, I said the other day that there was a coffee shop opening near my house. And, you know, Nicholas and myself have both been there just to give them a little business. And, you know, they appreciate it. And for me, it's like, okay, that's something I can do. It's minimal. I'm going to go have a coffee somewhere anyway, or I'm going to go have something to eat, or he's going to get a little chocolate drink or whatever it is. You know, you go over one of the neighbors that's selling that, and you help them out, and it, you know, it's a little community. And while I'm not the most social person, putting it mildly, you know, I still like doing things like that, but, you know, to assimilate is essential, not an option. And, you know, even guys who, listen, you know, as much as I would not want to live like out in a little village in Isan or something like that, where you're the only foreigner in the village and stuff, I can appreciate that in that they took the chance going to a place where they're alone, as far as one of their own tribe members is not around. And they assimilated somewhat, as much as they could. And I think not everybody can do that. You know, I've done that before once, and I don't want to do it again. You know, but there are ways around that. So. Andy, I'm crossing my fingers for you that you get through as easy as Chuck did. Now, what Chuck told me was they did not make him get an SHA, ASQ, or whatever hotel for his for day 5, day 6, for his second shot. Now, I'm not sure if that's because he had already registered for the first test and go. I don't know. I don't think he knows. But what he does know is that they tested him and they never got back to him with the results. And it's been like 9 days, 10 days now. They have never got back to him. I said, well, just think of it this way. No news is good news. Because they'll be able to find you if they want to. They miss Pattaya too. Who misses Pattaya? I'm sure some people do. I may go down there in the next, whoever knows, I don't know. I'll go down there when I feel like going down there. And I'll try to get Chucky to go with me. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go live in Isan. I can tell you that right now. I just don't want to. And I don't really want to live, even despite the fact that my wife says it's a great place. And, you know, you don't have to worry about the burning so much. She's kind of, she likes Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, that area. I'm like, why don't we go back down and live like near where you grew up? And she's like, eh. So, you know. You never know, but I don't see us ever moving to Isan. Yeah, you'll find out when you get here, and that's, I think you'll be all right because you had everything done beforehand. I think the new people coming in, what I read the other day was that so far, the test and go, the second version is not getting the highest marks. because people don't want to pay all that. They don't want to pay for it. Now he paid about 7 or 8,000 baht for his first night. But he wasn't really worried. Excuse me. He wasn't really worried about his airfare. Look at this. Wearing the mask while they're sitting there. Crazy, man, crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the whole village. I'm just not somebody who wants to hang out with the village and get to know them and drink beers with everybody. It's just not me. I don't want to do that. And that's one reason why I like where my wife comes from, because the people aren't like that. You may come over and eat some food together, but then everybody just goes away and nobody's, getting pissed drunk. And if they are, they're doing it at their own house. And they're not all like running to talk to me. They know that she's been married to me forever. And so they're not running to talk to me and ask me all kinds of questions, and that just doesn't happen. And if it did, I'd be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I just don't want to deal with it. It's not that I don't like the people or anything like that. It's like I like my peace and quiet. I don't like people walking into your house. Hey, what's going on? I understand, Jim. I lived there before. I've lived there. I understand that. I lived in the city. I lived in Udon Thani in the city, and I also lived in Phuket, but I lived in the city. She's gonna try to get in here. Cannot, honey, cannot. I like that. Some people they think the door is open, so they just come in, and they come in so hard that they like almost break the door. I'm waiting for that to happen one day. Some 280-pound football player guy kind of like walks in and he just leans into the door and it doesn't open and the thing will just crash. Most of those that live in the alcoholics. I don't know if that's true, honestly. Where is it again, Jim? I liked Nakhon Phanom when I went there. I still don't know if I could live there, though. I don't know, It's not the same vibe as I like, I like that beach vibe. And really, if it was some kind of a vibe in the mountains, like when I was up in Chiang Mai doing the kayaking, if it was a place like that, yeah, I could get into it. I mean, I would learn to overlook that it's not a beach. Chayapum. Khon Kaen. Khon Kaen is alright. Khon Kaen's alright. Buridom's alright. I mean, I've been to a lot of those places. Spent a couple of days in each of them. It's been a while. I mean, you can only go to so many places, but I mean, I used to go and I've told you guys this. If there was a boxing event and it was in, we'll say Chayapum, I would go there. I would take a minivan. I would take a bus. If I had to, I would fly. If the fight was big enough, and I would go there and I'd get a little hotel. I'd check into the hotel. Then I'd go to the fight. Then the next day I would just go around the town, and then maybe that night I would come back, or the next day I would come back. And I got to see a lot of places like that. So I like Cha'am better than Hua Hin. And I like Prachuap Khiri Khan. I like the whole province is nice, but But again, Hua Hin, I don't think I would want to live there. I don't know. It's all dependent on where you hang your hat for me. If it's an area that's very quiet, secluded, you're not going to be around a lot of people, but yet you can go 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you're going to be be able to get there very easily, then that's great. Krabi is very nice. There we go. Open now. Krabi I like, but again, Krabi is the south, and you're not going to find the people to be quite as friendly as in Isan. Well, Prachuap is the whole province, but it also the town, But yeah, I like it there a lot. I like it better than Cha'am. I like it better than Hua Hin. Well, I like it better than anywhere, really, in that area. I was looking at one of their mugs over here. It said something like, "We make a good blend." It's just a little coffee cup, 600 baht. I'm like, Jesus, $20 for that? And it's a little tiny thing. It's not even that nice. Then again, the ones I saw are like $15. By the time you get them, they're probably 20-something bucks. So, I understand. They gotta make a buck. Like, they haven't made enough money here at Starbucks. Anyway, plenty of nice places in Thailand. Plenty of nice places to travel. That's a bit redundant. We say that all the time, but there's plenty of places to go. Khao Yai, Khao Sok. There's all kinds of fucking nice places, man. Really. Boy. All right, guys. I think it's time to go. Let's wrap it up, baby. Another stream that was an hour too long. $1 short and an hour too long. Andy, I got a story to tell you about drag queens when you get here. I can't say it online, but yeah, I don't even know what to say. Made my jaw drop when I saw it, and not in a good way. So, anyway. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. I feel like the teacher in Charlie Brown. Yeah, subscribe, all that good stuff. Description, check it out. Keep on watching, keep on contributing, whether it's in comments or thumbs up or whatever. Don't forget to subscribe. Become a member, yes. There's going to be some changes coming up. I'm going to get into them shortly. I just have to have time to sit down and go over them. Yeah. So, lots of people here now. Lots of people. Spent a couple days in Khao Yai for Big Mountain Music Festival, huh? Really like it there, yeah. It's a nice area, for sure. Okie dokie, guys. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke D, Leo, Jerk, and Mai. We will see you later, all right? Ciao. Have a good one.